dear champions. I hope all of you are doing great and you're keeping your family also safe and healthy. Well, today's topic of Learning by It is magnetic personality traits. Let's first find out, champions, what does it mean to have a magnetic personality? I am sure around you, you would have experienced some people that the moment they enter at a place, there is a lot of magnetism that they have. What this means is that they attract people. So a person with a sense of calm, self-confidence and authenticity, others are drawn towards such kind of behavior instinctively. And these people are excellent listeners with the power to make anyone feel important and validated. While not always the center of attention, but they are also radiating a powerful and slightly mysterious influence, and are often extremely wise and thoughtful as well. Their natural charisma and sincerity makes them to be perceived as very trustworthy, and they may naturally attract followers where they get opportunity to lead. Now, this is quite a crucial information for us. And let's hear out a little bit about Jack Welch. He is one of the most magnetic and charming business personalities. He was the chairman and CEO of GE. During his tenure, the value of the company rose by a whopping 4,000%. Now, this gives us food for thought. Why was Jack Welch considered to be such a magnetic personality? What traits made him such a loved leader? Let's find out. As a leader, he went out his way to build relationships with the customers as well as employees. His leadership style engendered a sense of value and pride in the company. Like any other magnetic leader, he led by example, lived his principles, and ensured that he was positive, level-headed, and polite, which in turn earned him devotion, reverence, and a commitment that made great things possible for the company and each person in it. And that brings us to our real learning here. How do we transform ourselves into such kind of magnetic personalities? So in today's session, champions, we are going to talk about some of these traits to transform ourselves into one. Firstly, I am sure a lot of you would recognize this person. Of course, yes. He is Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. He's a classic example of a magnetic personality. He is one of the greatest leaders of the century. Whenever he conducts a conference or a team meeting or attends any big events, people are drawn towards him. People always want to listen to his thoughts and understand his point of view on various things. This is because Jeff is always ready to engage with an audience. He always makes sure that he has his audience hooked and makes sure to talk with charisma. This brings us to our first learning. Be ready to engage. Wherever and whenever you are engaging or you are communicating with people, be ready to engage. When you arrive at a meeting, event, party, or anywhere, conversations will take place. Prepare yourself for them. Be ready with conversation topics, questions, and stories at the back of your mind as soon as you meet someone. This will help you avoid awkwardness, and you will be able to initiate and continue with small talks like a champion. That's the first point. Let's move on forward here, champions. If you're good with the first point, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Here we come to the second point. One good conversation can shift the direction of change forever. A good conversation or a meeting is like black coffee, hard to sleep after. In order to have a great talk, you must arrive at a point of common interest. Now, this is really crucial, and the impact of this point is massive, because we are now going to talk about the second key point here in order to become a magnetic personality, and that is to focus on CPI, the common point of interest. It's an essential element in every conversation and interaction. Your duty as you meet new people, or even as you talk with those whom you already know, is to discover the secret as soon as possible. It helps establish a bond between you and others. What this means is that you try and find out what is it which is common between you and them, and then you talk about those topics. So it increases your approachability and allows them to feel more comfortable talking with you. And when this happens on a continuous basis, every time they meet you, you have the same kind of aptitude, you have the same kind of approach of connecting with them. They are definitely drawn to you every time they meet you. Are you with me, champions? Is that a thumbs up? Give me a thumbs up in the chat box then. Great. Awesome. So this is the second point, which is focus on CPI, common point of interest. Now, in many other sessions, we have found out that this finding out of common point of interest, or talking about likability factor, how much can I like somebody, depends on how many areas or how many points can I feel comfortable connecting with them. And that brings us more and more closer and more approachable and easy to connect with other person. So finding out and focusing on CPI is absolutely crucial here. So we're done with this. Let's move on to the third point here. We're talking about Ravi here. And let me share a little bit about Ravi. Ravi is a manager of a software department in a big multinational organization. He is looked up to by his team members. Whenever he meets his team members, he makes sure that they have a good and lively conversation. For example, if you would ask him how his day went, you can expect a witty answer from him rather than a plain boring one, right? So this makes his team like him more, as he's able to keep the liveliness in the team intact and inspires people. This brings us to our third key point, which is give flavored answers. You've heard plenty of fruitless questions in your interactions, questions like, how's it going? What's up? How are you? When such questions come up, which they are bound to, don't fall into the conversation ending trap of responding. Don't be a conversation ender, all right? Instead of saying fine, say amazing. Offer a flavored answer, all right? Say amazing. You say any better than I'd be twins, or everything is beautiful. It's awesome. It's a wonderful day today. So give flavored answer. Now, the other person will instantly change his or her demeanor and smile, and most of the time ask, what made you answer that way? Because nobody expects it. So when you do that, you give them a surprise and they are taken aback and they're like, oh my God, how could you answer like this? What made you say this? So not only that, but offering a true response to magnify the way you feel is a perfect way to share yourself, to open yourself up, to be more connecting, and make yourself personally available to others on that context. So it's all about opening yourself up, share a little bit of emotions while you're speaking with people. Even in routine questions and those typical conversation, questions and answers, give that flavor, all right? And when you give that flavor, you create that magic. You create those moments which people have not been thinking about. They never knew, they never thought that would happen. And then they connect more because they feel that, oh my God, you're so lively. You're creating interesting things. You're creating interesting moments, even in routine things, even in mundane objects and mundane questions. And you're creating so much of liveliness, and they would instantly like you. And if you keep on doing on and on of this, it becomes your nature. People will like you forever. Is that a thumbs up? Great. What are you waiting for? Give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Great. All right. Let's move forward here, champions. Are you ready? Let's move forward. All right, cool. Now, this is Tim Cook, right? Many of us know about him. He's the CEO of Apple. He's one of the most magnetic personalities of the industries. One of the major reasons why he is a love leader is that he's always available to his team. You can reach him through various communication channels. Not only is he available within the organization, but he also makes sure to interact with the customers and audiences via email and his Twitter handle. Due to his characteristic of being a readily available team member, boss, celebrity, he can rightly be called one of the most magnetic personalities of the software and tech industries. How many of you agree with me? Give me a thumbs up there. Awesome. So this brings us to our fourth key point here, which is give options for communication. All right. Keep every possible channel of communication open for whoever could be wishing to connect with you. Your friends, your colleagues, customers, and co-workers. communicate with you in different ways. Some will choose face to face, some will email, others will call, still others will do a little of everything. So accommodate them all. Give people as many ways as you can to contact you. Make it easy and pleasant. So for example, what do I do then? How do I use this information? Okay, so on your business cards, email signatures, websites, marketing material, wherever you are sharing your contact details, let people know that they can get in touch with you in whatever manner they choose. Maybe you prefer email. Okay, that could be your personal choice, that you prefer email over all other communication channels. But what matters most is the other person's comfort and convenience and ability to communicate with you effectively. So take an example. There's somebody that you know is crucial to the business and they're more of a phone person. Now, for them, nothing is more annoying than to discover that they can't get hold of you unless they email you. Now, if I personally like connecting with people over phone, I would hardly write any emails. And this is all about knowing about your people, knowing about your customers, your colleagues, your friends, and your co-workers, anybody, all your stakeholders around you, internal to the organization, external to the organization, in your personal life as well. What is it that people feel comfortable connecting with? What is that channel? And align yourself to those channels. When you do that, so if I know that there are a set of people who like communicating over the phone, I prefer talking to them over phone rather than sending some emails. Then there are some people who prefer emails. They don't want to be disturbed over the phone. I don't disturb them over the phone. I send them an email, right? There are some people who are more comfortable and they're more happy when they meet face to face. So considering today's situation, we follow all the social norms of social distancing and washing our hands, sanitizing, wearing a face mask, but we go and meet them face to face, right? So it's all about, what does your recipient of your communication want? What kind of channel do they feel comfortable with? And I align myself to that. Now, this takes a little bit of effort, but the result that it creates, we looked at Tim Cook, right? The result it creates is magnetic, and you transform yourself into magnetic personality because you are giving people what they really want through the channel that they really feel comfortable with. That's a complete massive deal. Is that a thumbs up? Absolutely. Thank you for that. Now, this brings us now to have a summary of all 4 points that we discussed. All right. In today's session, champions, we are discussing 4 ways to develop a magnetic personality. We first discussed about the first idea, which was be ready to engage. All right. Be ready to engage. Be ready with conversation starters. Be ready with some current topics and what do you talk about? What is going on in these days? Keep yourself updated so that whenever you go into a gathering or you're part of some social meet or official meet, you have things to talk about or you have things to take the conversation forward, engage people. The second is focus on CPI, which is the common point of interest. If you focus on CPI, you will have more likability with people. They would trust you more and they would be eager to talk to you whenever they see you, right? You again become more and more magnetic personality. Give flavored answer. Create liveliness even in mundane environment, and that is what will make you a lively person, a cheerful person, and people will look forward to connecting with you. People will look forward to be with you, to speak to you, to hear out what you have to say. And the fourth idea is give options for communication. All right, keep all your channels, all possible channels open for communication, and communicate through only those channels to those specific people which they feel comfortable with. Phone people get a phone call, email people get emails, face-to-face people get face-to-face interactions, and so on. And when I do this on a continuous basis, I develop my personality guided by these ideas. There is no chance that I cannot develop myself into a magnetic personality. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. Great. Thank you so much for that. And with this, champions, congratulations. You are all set to win. These were ideas to transform yourself into a magnetic personality. And I am pretty sure that you are going to use this idea and create that difference in your life. And now I have a little message from our friends in Gurukul. They say that you have now enjoyed this learning bite session today. So do write to them with a photo of yours or a short video of 30 seconds in formal attire, send that email to gurukul.hdfcbank@gmail.com and tell them how did you like the session and what is your plan of applying these learnings. How do you plan to have these learnings implemented into your life? And the best entries will be featured on our wall. So I am really looking forward to your contributions. Your friends at Gurukul are looking forward to these contributions. Go forward, create that picture, create that video, and send it over. All the best to you, champions. And if you wish to go on more such learning rides with us, please feel free to connect. My name is Yasha Vatsa from Star Consulting Global. I'll be happy to connect with you over LinkedIn and other social media platforms. We're right there. And with this, I wish you all the very best in transforming yourself into a magnetic personality. 4 important ideas will change your life massively. And I wish you all the very best for that, because I know you are a true learner, you are a true champion, and you will achieve what you decide on. All the best, champions. Thank you. Namaste.